am Dr. Selliah Gnanaseharan from the state of New Jersey in the city of West Orange. Professor Suborno doesn't need an introduction from me. He has been known to everyone all over the world.
Oh, well, I was born here in New York. So I was born in the Bronx, but later in my life, when I was 8 years old, I moved to Long Island in Lynbrook, and I moved to Lynbrook in Long Island, and there I started my skipping grades from 4th grade to 8th grade, from 9th grade to 12th grade, and I was able to graduate at the age of 12, which is where I am right now. I just graduated from high school 1 month ago, and my educational background has been very smooth so far. I've been able to get more than 32 college credits so far from not only my high school AP courses, but also from courses that I have taken at several colleges around New York, including Stony Brook University, Brooklyn College, New York University, the City College of New York, etc. So both of them have been great inspirations for me. My brother as well. Unfortunately, he doesn't have a job yet because, but he is doing his master's degree at Bari University, one of the best universities in the entire world. So I'm very proud of him, and I hope to see that all of us are growing, not just me, in the near future.
Without a doubt, I am so proud of your dad, Mr. Bari, and your mom. Now, let's talk about your educational interests. So far, I'm sure you might be changing your field of education or your research area. And what area, especially your subject, I'm coming to the subject matter, what are you researching much about it in the subject-wise?
Right, since I'm starting my bachelor's degree, I have very little research activity right now, but a paper that I'm currently working on is slightly optimizing the simulation of accurate fluid mechanics using the Navier-Stokes equation. So it takes lots of computer energy to simulate fluids right now, and I hope to be able to make the load on computers a little bit smoother with some sort of optimization. So in terms of my field of study, math and physics is very general, but in specific, in terms of math, I want to go into probability and algorithms and optimization. And in terms of physics, I've always not just wanted to go into nuclear physics and quantum physics, but also in terms of what makes computers able to work. So I've always also loved electrical physics, although I'm a lot less experienced in electrical physics.
Right, and I'm sure by hearing your visions and ambition, you are moving towards mathematics and physics in those areas. That's great. And Professor Suborno, you are a great inspiration for these youngsters and school kids and college kids, even at the university level. And before I met you, I have seen a lot of media, social medias talk about you, and videos and YouTube videos. What are your extracurricular activities?
So I've always been interested in playing badminton, the sport. I think it's a very enjoyable sport. I also love playing chess, even though I'm not as good at it as you might expect. I'm about average in terms of being able to play chess, so I'm not like on grandmaster level or anything, but I enjoy it as a pastime. And I also enjoy reading books in my free time, especially novels, and watching TV. Very exciting TV shows. I've seen a few lately, and they've all had very interesting concepts that not only make your brain think, but they have these action scenes that are really rewarding for you to watch, and it's just very nice to look at whenever you get tired of math and physics.
Definitely. I mean, as I am a school teacher, I always encourage students to have different version of yourself, and as you grow, when you grow in the school, you need to have you need to possess leadership skills, and you need to possess critical thinking skills and problem solving skills, and all those intrapersonal intelligence, I'm sure you should grow to become your own problem solver. Now, let's change the topic. Yeah, the questions about politics.
So I don't want to make any specific comments or retort against anybody, but I think that the dropout of President Biden from the race has definitely benefited the Democratic Party's chances, because before that so many people were questioning what can this person do. And I will be honest here, I was one of them. He seemed like he was aging so much between 2016 and 2020, 2020 and 2024, that it was a big question of what was he going to look like within the next 4 years if he was reelected. And the same question doesn't really hold for Trump, because although he's very similar age, he's a lot more energetic on the stage. There was lots of stuff going on. So personally, I wouldn't like to make any statements as to who I support, but I think that whatever happens, it's in the will of the American people, and in 2028, this nation will hopefully come out stronger than it was in this election.
Right? Of course, you are too young or too early to predict anything, and but one thing I can agree, yes, the political trajectory, the whole scenario has changed after President Biden dropped out of the race due to whatever the reason may be. Then moving on to the technological development right now, computerized technological development. Let's talk about this, the richest guy in the world, Elon Musk. What do you think about his talent?
Personally, I believe that although he has done a lot in terms of starting these companies and bringing them to fame, he's not the one who's actually behind all of these inventions. He bought off Tesla from two original inventors, and that's really his biggest creation. When he bought the platform of Twitter and changed its name, it didn't go very well. And I really admire what he's doing with SpaceX as the first and probably biggest private space company, and seeing it perform all these missions. I'm really excited to see what Musk will do with it in the future. And there were lots of ethical questions behind some of the things he's doing, such as his chip test for Neuralink, and there were some of his companies haven't gone down very well in history, like the Suborno company, which is just overcharging people to essentially make a train station for cars. So I think that while some of his inventions have been great and have positively impacted the world, other things that he has done have negatively impacted our world. And he hasn't faced the consequences as much. He hadn't faced the consequences of those actions much as I would have liked him to. But I still admire Elon Musk for the positive things he has done, especially his work on SpaceX.
Cultural sensitivity issue going on here. I mean, your treatment by other people towards you or towards your family.
The United States is obviously the greatest country in the entire world, but racism is not a problem of the country, it is a problem of the people and their innate sense of what is going on around them. However, I still haven't experienced that many incidents of what I would call racism or discrimination because of my origins. I know there are so many people who are not so lucky, but I would like to say that the United States has developed so many protections for every single group that has been discriminated against in the last 60 to 70 years. I'm very proud of all of the work that we have done on that front to stop such incidents from happening. So of course there are still outliers, but I have not experienced any racial discrimination that has significantly affected me or my family and left a mark.
Now, where do you want to see yourself in 10 years to come?
In the next 5 to 10 years, I see myself not only solving a lot of the unsolved questions that we have today in math and science, but also hopefully becoming a professor so I can teach more people, hopefully becoming a full-time professor so I can teach more people, and I can actually make a greater impact than I can by just being a scientist on my own. So I can inspire thousands upon thousands of people, excuse me, to do math and science on their own, to have the same creative inquiry that we all need in our lives. So that's my goal in the next 5 to 10 years.
Now I want to turn my attention to your dad, Mr. Bari, and I know you are in the field of education, you are a professor, you are in the university now. Give us about your opinion about how he is doing. And
yeah, we are very blessed to have parents or two children, two wonderful children. My first child, Purva, was born 2003, and Suborno was born 2012, right? So when Suborno was 6 months, he started talking, and when Suborno was 1.5 years old, everybody knows this story. His mom was teaching, because his mom, just like my elder son, his mom was a teacher of Suborno at very young age. When his mom was teaching him 1+1, and he started challenging his mom, because Suborno likes to challenge, and his mom reported it to me, and it did not surprise me, because my elder son was also a talent. But one day by accident I mentioned it to one of my professors that I was taking classes with, and the professor told me that young kid like 1 year, 2 year, 3 year old, they cannot construct math. So you should pay attention, and if you get a chance, bring him to me.
I want to ask you, how did you, or when and how did you realize that Suborno has an extra talent?
So when I started my college year, so Suborno was like 2-year-old that time. So I used to try to give him some toy to play with that toy, then I can do my homework and my assignment. But every time I give him toy, he just play like 5 minutes or 10 minutes, then he started looking at the computer what his mom doing. And sometimes I also just sometimes look at him, what he's doing. I see he feel bored with the toy. And I usually teach him basic arithmetic. That time he was like more than 1.5 years. So that's the story I shared many times, but I think I have to share again. So I was teaching him like, just like other mom, 1+1 is 2, 2+2 is 4. And he, every time I teach him some basic thing, he challenges me. Mom, then what is x plus x? Then what is n times n? And then I just informed my husband, because he was math student. I was not math student. I was an accounting student that time. So my husband then started teaching him, and at certain point my husband also failed to teach him because he was beyond that level. Then he reached out some of his professor, and his professor started teaching Suborno, and they moved him from 9th grade, and from 9th grade to they moved him this 12th grade. So that's the story.
And he graduated last month on June 27th.
This is an amazing story, inspiring story. I have a son too. He is 26 years. He is at the Stanford University doing his PhD.
Oh, wow.
So for students, for parents, for teachers like me or professors like me, you are putting a stamp on everyone, and for that, and I thank you, and I inspire you, I admire you, I envy you. So from here I can only wish you nothing but the best, and for your parents, your dad and your mom, and for their long life and good health and wealth and prosperity. And Suborno's brother, and he has only one brother, elder brother.
Right, my name is Rifat Bari. I'm a physics graduate student at Brown University. I recently graduated from the City College of New York with my bachelor's in physics, and I received the Michio Kaku scholarship for I published 2 papers in theoretical physics. One on the Bernoulli problem, which is a problem which was first proposed by Bernoulli, Johann Bernoulli in 1796, and I came up with a relativistic equation for reflection from a moving light sail. That was published in the Astronomical Journal. And so I'm very proud to be Suborno's brother. I greatly enjoyed the event, and yeah, excited for your questions.
So thank you for giving us a little bit about yourself, and I'm for sure that everywhere you go, Suborno is making every one of us proud, and starting with your family, I mean, direct family, straight family, your brother, you should be, no doubt. And I can imagine how proud you are Suborno, right? So, that's our brothers. Okay, go ahead.
So at the moment I'm 21 and he's 12, so right now it's 9.
I want to thank the West Orange Public Library. Thank you so much for everyone and for those who have come here to meet Suborno and wish him well.